Hey guys, welcome back to Soundboard. Jade Spooner, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, sorry, we're just moving a little bit quicker today. You got
We are.
meetings, I've got meetings. We still want to make some content for
We
you
are
guys.
quick, yes, in and out.
How you been? What's been happening?
Yeah, nothing much, just busy as usual. Got a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes, but
All good stuff?
all good things, yes.
I feel like I've got a lot of exciting opportunities happening for me at the moment
You
too.
do.
And some of it's outside of YKTR.
Yeah.
But like there's a lot of change happening at the moment. And I remember when you were saying that you were going through a lot of changes, like narrowing and focus.
Yep.
But I actually done this breathwork session on Sunday.
Oh, I really want to try that.
Which was like my first ever breathwork session. And I felt like I've always got 1,000 things going on my mind. That day, it just felt like it all seemed to align.
Did you have like the classic breakthroughs in the breathwork session that people talk about?
I just like, when I went into it, they're like, you need to have an intention for this. And I just want some clarity of what's happening and what I want to do and where I want to go.
Do you feel torn because you've got a lot of personal opportunity and it's not YKTR, but it's come off the back of YKTR, and you kind of think, well, where does that put the business? Like, what does that mean?
For sure.
I feel like I went through that phase with Evolution as well.
Yeah.
I think you've got to take one route or the other. Like Amal would have also probably had the same crossroads with herself and Evolution, but chose Evolution. I didn't, so I think it's dependent on, you're right, clarity. You've got to find that. You've got to get that reason, like you've got to be pulled one way or the other type thing.
Yeah. And I also just clarity around the brand of like what we stand for and where we want to go, and conversations we've had of what do brands actually stand for.
Yeah.
And like you said, we're in that 7 to 8 year phase. So our transition, our
different.
cycle. So it was actually cool to do that breathwork session. I've been doing it every morning for like 6 minutes.
Did you think about work? Was yours work or was it life?
A bit of both, to be honest. Yeah.
I feel like when I did a little bit of, just like inner work and whatnot, saw a therapist just on the brink of my exit. I found a lot of my problems were in business, but a lot of the root cause was personal. It was like finding what my reason to be on this earth was, and, what I wanted and what I found important. And that's when I kind of got to the crux of like, as much as I was consumed in the business, it was almost a distraction for the fact that I was, lonely, hadn't had a relationship, really kind of wanted that stage of life to come around and whatnot. So I feel like it's part parcel both.
Yeah. I always say like entrepreneurship journeys are quite linear. Like everyone sort of goes through the highs, the lows.
Yeah.
You stick through it, you learn your lessons. Your biggest downfalls have been not long after is when you start to rise again.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting to go through all these different like avenues. So I find it really interesting. Like
it is. Do you think the breathwork thing is for everyone? Like, do you think it's a...
Oh, like if I talked to like Corey about his like that, and I was like that as well. Like when Chico used to talk about breathwork to us.
Because he's a bit of an OG of the breathwork. Like he was one of the... He was doing it during like lockdown and stuff, so that's quite a while ago.
He's always loved it, but it makes sense. So I've been doing like mouth taping with going to sleep, and obviously been having web watchers.
I was about to say, how's your sleep going? Are you improved a lot?
So like on a good night, I'm getting about 2 hours REM, which is like a fuckload.
Yeah.
Bad nights are like around 40 minutes, which is a lot better than most people anyway.
Are you seeing what happens during the day affects how you sleep?
I'm noticing
Stress,
it anyway.
Things like that?
Yeah, different business stress, different personal stress. I've had a weird start to the year. Like I feel like everything's changing really quickly and people passing away, and my flatmate got cancer, and just feel like all this sort of stuff's happening around me. So it's been good to just like realign with myself and just focus, which I think
that's the thing with business too, is it doesn't leave much room for your personal life to fall short, because it really impacts many other things. Like one thing goes wrong, it feels like everything's going wrong when you've got the stress of also running business at the same time. Yeah,
it feels like, and does feel good to like just when you pull yourself back in line. It's just like, oh. And I remember walking home after that breath work, and it was probably the first time in years that like I had nothing on my mind.
Yeah,
I was just like,
that's good.
I was just drifting off.
Yeah, nice.
That's a nice.
Did you sleep well that night?
I was in the morning, so yeah, I think I did. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Be able to track it anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, cool.
All right. So today we're going to be doing our online businesses that we think could potentially work.
Yeah.
We'll start with you.
Okay. So I said I would pitch this to you before this, and you said you wanted to hear it live. So I'm excited for your live reaction. So I'll tell you where it came from, and I think this is a good tip for anyone who is trying to think up or concoct a business idea, is look for a problem and be the solution. So this idea came to me a couple of weeks ago when my makeup artist actually was like, I said something like, can I use my Amex? It was a business Amex. And she said, yeah, you can. And I said, oh, sweet, claim it. And I tapped it. She goes, how does claiming things even work? And I said, oh, so it basically comes off like your taxable income type thing. So you kind of run at a loss essentially, and you only get taxed on that amount when it comes to taxing your profit. And she's like, oh, I never knew that. I thought if I claimed like my car, I just get a nice like refund back for the car. And I said, yeah, nah, not quite. And she said, oh fuck, I can't be bothered with all the paperwork. Hey, like it seems like too hard to do all that. I'd just rather pay what I have to or whatnot.
Yep.
And do you feel like you've heard?
Yeah, I'd be like that.
I feel like I hear this like small to medium size. I think anyone who is, making substantial amounts of money, they usually look for avenues to try and reduce taxable income or split it between like business and personal, all that kind of stuff. It's not really my forte, I have to say. Like I rely heavily, like in terms of mentors, my accountant is just like a heavy like voice left on my shoulder. Like I could not move left or right without that insight, because it's just naturally something that I don't have and don't fully understand. I'm like profit loss, overall revenue, year-on-year growth, very, very simple metrics. So anyway, so she said that she's like, I can't really be bothered with that. So the business idea that I've come up with is for markets like this. It's called Docket. And basically what you do is you log into some sort of like platform system type thing, almost like a Xero, like an accounting software. And you put in your occupation and it sort of generates things that would be deemed okay to deduct. Like it does the green tick type thing. So it classifies you essentially, and then you merge your credit card statement, your everyday account, whatever, wherever you make purchases, you merge those accounts, sync them up with with your platform, and every single purchase that you make, it itemizes it as can claim, cannot claim, cannot claim.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
That's so smart.
It's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah. I was listening to a podcast the other day about, is it QuickBooks? Is that the other account?
QuickBooks, MYOB and Xero is usually the three that most people use. I've never used MYOB and QuickBooks. I've only ever used Xero, and I really, really like Xero. I think for someone that is so simple when it comes to accounting, like myself, like I'm the first to say I don't know too much about all that side of things. I just listen to the advice I'm given. I like the way that it simplifies, especially your expenses. So that was another thing I was thinking with Docket as well, is it could classify expenses as per their classifications. So like marketing, travel, that sort of thing, rent, etc. So all your expenses, it would like cleanly not log them for you.
So within QuickBooks, there's about 30 million users over in America that actually use it, but you can actually build apps on top of QuickBooks.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Maybe I might get acquired by QuickBooks if I do Docket.
Yeah, imagine 30 million people spending that and like just helps people. You better sell it pretty quickly.
Yeah, but there's a few like take homes for that even. Like I'm not trying to get everyone, just like this portion of the market, and it's just their problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
All right. So my one is like same as you. I kind of want to solve a problem.
Yep.
And so within any industry, especially product-based industries, there's a line of products. So obviously you make the clothes, you sell the clothes, and any clothes that don't sell go on sale, and everyone's always left over with stock.
Yes.
So a couple of years ago, and we still do it sometimes, where we used to run mystery boxes.
Yes. Yeah.
And the first time we ran a mystery box, it like really took off because no one was really doing it. We were just trying to get rid of some old stock, but at the same time, and this was just as we're going into COVID, there was a company that had like these digital boxes online, and then you buy them for $50 or $100, but you could win a $2,000 pair of Jordans.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so it was gambling, but it was had structure behind it.
Yeah.
So my idea was to build like an online mystery box platform, but you grab everyone's dead stock that they're not using anymore. So say like YKTR, G'd Up and Earls, they could fall into the street menswear box. So you'd buy all their dead stock, all shipped out of the same warehouse, and then you'd have, here's a mystery box, it's worth $250. You could get $500 worth of stock. You don't know what brand it's going to come from. It could be YKTR, it could be G'd Up at the same time. And the thing I liked about it was like you can have 3 tiers of boxes. So you could have $100 box, $250 box, and $1,000 box.
Yeah, like gold, silver, bronze type setup.
Yeah, that's set up. And then with the $1,000 one, you're guaranteed a certain item from a certain brand.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, and
that's good.
And so you could build this, and we always think about scalability.
So B2B, right? Like it would be businesses that would be coming to you?
Yeah, so we'd be like, all right, you're not getting rid of that stock. We'll buy it off you at X amount. Our goal was to make 2.5X off that through mystery boxes. And then you just have this really cool website where people come on and almost gamble. They're like, oh, you could win blah, blah, blah. So there might be 1,000 boxes online and one of them might be worth $10,000. So that's the golden box.
I feel like
so
that's
you could
very
gamify it.
I feel like that's very YKTR market. I know that you've got some punters in your circle.
But the thing about it is, like, you could scale into like the female side. So you could layer
luxury clothing and stuff as well. I actually saw Simon Beard. He was talking about on TikTok the other day. He was breaking down that I think you pronounce it satire business. CETTIRE.
Yeah.
And it's a platform that basically, it's sort of like almost like a 3PL sort of thing, but as a retailer, and it basically draws from other brands, like the big designer brands, their imagery and everything like that, and it's just like a third party supplier sort of thing for luxury items. So it's like a big marketplace essentially, but it ships out. The brand ships out, but they make the sale. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I've got that. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's
smart, isn't it?
And the other part is you can move into any industry. So you could be makeup, you could be skincare. Obviously, female could break it down into P Nation and that crew over there, plus like the higher end designer. Yeah. So in terms of scalability, you could not just nail it there, but you could be across everything.
Actually, you put me onto this book, The Subscription Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember a lot of the beauty subscription boxes that were going gangbusters at that time? I think it started with like Shaver Shop, and then it moved into I think it was called BoxyCharm, I'm pretty sure, over in the States. But that was a massive market at one point in time. I don't know if it's still as popular, but women would pay like $50 a month and they'd get like a box of goodies that were top brands, like your Elf, Tarte Cosmetics, all that kind of stuff in one box, and they didn't know what they were getting. I think it's like part parcel with like, maybe getting it first. Like some of these items were new and they were upcoming or whatnot. And then the other one is like the mystery, like it's sort of like a game, right? Yeah. So it's sort of a bit of a combination of both.
And I always, like you said before, the YKTR demographic, potentially the punter, like everyone kind of likes that. I don't know what I'm going to get. Let me just put my money in this way. Yeah. So
we should read that book again. That was a good one. The Subscription Boom.
I recommended it to someone not too long ago. So I do think I need to reread it.
Same. I listened to the audio. You told me to listen to the audio of that one. It really? Just, it flew. Yeah. It was really quick. Really quick.
My last idea is obviously Run Clubs and the Apple Vision Pro's coming out. So obviously the Apple Vision Pro is probably a little bit too big to run in. Yeah. But I do think eventually the exercise stuff that you can come off the back of this will be really interesting. And this is just a lighthearted, fun one. Obviously, you could roll into certain run clubs. So I do run clubs, but don't necessarily love the whole vibe of it. Like I run better because there's people around me. So there could be a mode that you switch on. So when you're running, it feels like you got a lot of people around you.
Yeah, that's cool.
One. Second one would be the extension of celebrities. Yeah. David Goggins. Even Ned Brockman, who ran across Australia.
Yeah, you could have him with you.
You could be that running when you look to the right, they're next to you, gassing you up. And then the last one is, you could have a mode where just millions of girls just running down.
Oh my gosh, that's side. So funny.
or guys, if you're a girl or whatever you're into, just say you're doing your Bondi to Bronny, but on the whole side of the whole path.
Or if you're a fiance, your partner.
Partner. Or you just have a bunch of girls that go all the way down to the end. Could be a partner, could be anyone you want. Could be celebrities. Yeah. And you type in like your name and stuff, and they've got like little signs that go.
Yeah, like pick your run buddy type thing. That's cool.
Pick your run, and imagine like the times you'd be doing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that.
You got your Apple Vision Pro on, you're just sprinting.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
When you run in front of people, you don't want to stop.
Yeah, and also I think having the support there of like people that, I went to watch Matt he did a 10K race in Manly a couple months ago, and I went to watch him and like I was bloody tearing up on the sideline. I was like, go honey. I loved it. It was so good. But that would be motivating.
Yeah. Any other ideas you could think of with the Apple Vision Pro? I think it just falls into yoga or the holistic stuff, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think any sort of like influencer, like train with your favorite like yogi or something. Even there's a pair, Tash Oakley and what's the other girl's name? Oh, I've bloody forgotten it. I'll remember it. No, I'll come back to it. They started the Pilates class, and they're sort of like two influencers, and they're just really good at Pilates. They've been doing it for centuries. They look great. They're motivating. You could even pull like your favorite influencer that's known for that sort of form of exercise. Like I follow some influencers who have been doing Barry's boot camp for forever, you know, like some of them have been sprinting, running. I know that Rachel Dillon in her Move With Us program, she's got this like gorgeous athletic looking blonde girl, and she's like really known for running. She does like little athletics type stuff, but like adult version, competitively. And like that would be super motivating to be like on a track or on a treadmill and have her, you know, running at some speed next to you or whatnot. So
even like business side of it as well, like you could pay for seminars and sit in the room and it look like Gary Vee's in front of you or whoever you look up to. Like,
and then you could get even like B2B investment through marketing. Like, for example, if you had Tash Oakley doing Pilates next to you or something like that, she could be wearing a Lululemon set. So Lululemon could pay her to wear that digitally.
That would be cool. Yeah. Because I knew Nike started trademarking all their AI IP and stuff. And like obviously like when you're in that metaverse eventually, when we all are, like you'd still want to be buying like the right stuff, you know what I mean? You want to be presented in a certain way when you're in the digital world.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a funny industry, I think, even like to regulate the whole digital world and whatnot. I've had an interesting conversation even with a client of mine who owns a talent agency, and she's been sort of talking about creating some sort of platform or software where the actor, actress, voiceover actor or whatever can actually create a digital version of themselves, so they get the royalties off that, rather than, have you seen like even recently some of the AI images of like Margot Robbie and Leonardo DiCaprio? Like someone else aside from them probably owns that, and at least then they could have the rights to their own digital imagery.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, really interesting.
There's a digital influencer that's made up on AI. I think she's making like maybe 50K a month.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that on Complex or something. Yeah,
I saw that. I was like, oh, how do I make
mental.
This?
Hey, mental. Yeah,
just be reliable. All right. Anything else?
No, that's it for me.
Short and sharp.
Stew up our next one.
Yeah. Thanks guys for tuning in. See you guys next week.